Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another Make It With Me Monday. Thank you for joining me in the studio tonight. If you're new, my name is Tracy Filter, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. My call tag, hat, whatever you want to call that, is Tracy's Ink Spot. So welcome to the Ink Spot here in my studio. Tonight, I'm going to be featuring a DSP from the mini catalog that is called Merry, Bold, and Bright. I believe it's on page 9. I will double check that, and I will make sure that all of the information is posted later. But this one is very self-explanatory. Obviously, everything in here is very, very bright. What I like about this also is that the reverse sides are not necessarily Christmassy. So let me take you through it a little bit. I'm going to just double check and see what colors we've got. So this one goes with Blueberry Bushel, Crushed Curry, Flirty Flamingo, Granny Apple Green, Lemon Lime Twist, Melon Mambo, Pool Party, Poppy Parade, and Shaded Spruce. So tons and tons of really bright and bold colors go in this Merry and Bright Designer Series paper. So let me go through these and show you real quick. They all are 12 by 12. This one I've already used a little bit of. And so there's the opposite side. Look at those cute, cute little Christmas lights. So actually I'm going to show you these sides first. So as you can see, all bold and bright colors, and they do not necessarily scream Christmas at you, do they? You can use these for birthdays. This would be great birthday paper. Love the stripe here, the rainbow stripe. Totally cool. Hi, Kathy. Good to see you tonight. And these ombre dots and rainbow, so cool. And then, like I said, on the other side is where you're going to find more of your Christmas patterns. So this one has fa la 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 all over it. So cute. This one just has little stars. So again, that would be a really good one to use on birthdays and things. Here's a different set of Christmas lights. So the stamp set itself that coordinates in the dies, they have the rounded light bulb and they have the pointy light bulb. And you can stamp these, die cut them, stamp and die cut them, all kinds of different things. And then each of them had this little coordinating paper to go with it. So here are the more pointed end Christmas lights. Little tiny trees. Here is kind of an essence of a Santa hat, but also like a party hat, or you could sort of see a different kind of tree with the little red and the little star at the top. And then here's the other Christmas bulbs that I showed you the first time. So these are the ones with the rounded ends. So again, Merry, Bold, and Bright is that Designer Series paper collection, and that is going to be featured on all of my projects tonight. Okay, so amongst the things you need to have handy tonight is a paper trimmer and dimensionals, okay? So if you don't have those handy, that's okay. You might just need to follow along later. Oops, I forgot to put my phone out of the room. I'm so sorry, guys. You're gonna have a little background noise tonight. Okay, so let's go through this. You need a piece of cardstock that's 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4 like usual. Mine is Poppy Parade. And then you needed 2 pieces of Designer Series paper that were each 1 by 4. So as you can see, I'm gonna be using that fa la 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 one that I showed you before. And then another piece that's 2 3/4 by 4. And then for your neutral pieces, you need a 2 3/4 by 4. You need a 1 by 2.5 and a 1/2 by 2.5. And we are going to fit images and phrases into these 2 smaller pieces. And so if you have those handy, great. If you want to hold off and stamp those later, they can be added anytime you want them to be. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is grab your paper trimmer and the base, your card base, okay? So what we're going to do, I'm going to separate these, my scoring blade from my cutting blade. That's very, very important differential. All right, let me move this out of the way, my scissor caddy, so you can see the bottom edge of my trimmer in the screen. There we go. Okay, so it doesn't matter which side, which end you start on, that you were going to do the same thing, or I'm sorry, it's going to go this way. So it needs to go, not landscape, it needs to go portrait. All right, now at the 1 1/4 mark, we're going to cut up until the center fold line only, okay? Now, if you have a trimmer like this where the dimensions go each way, this one's really easy to do this way. There's the 1 1/4 mark. And we're gonna cut just up into the score line. Now you can lift it up and check, and I see I have just a little bit more to go. If you're standing directly over it, you can see where this lines up with the ruler, and it might be easier to see that way, but if I did that, you'd see my head in the camera, so we're not gonna do that. All right, then you can just slide it over and do the other side at the 1 1/4 mark over here. Otherwise, if you don't have one like that and you need to use the same 1 1/4 each time, just flip it so that you have them both equally. Nope, you need to stay there, please. Going from each side there. All right, so 1 1/4 in from each side. So now you have kind of like an M situation, okay? So now what I want you to do is bring back in your scoring area, and we're gonna take just the middle section. So go ahead and fold this one back and this one back so they're out of your way. And this we're gonna slide into 2 1/8, and we're gonna score it there, okay? So that was 1 1/4 from each side, only up to the center fold. And then you score the middle flap only at 2 1/8, okay? So that is our card base for tonight. And you might be thinking, what in the world are we doing? Okay, I gotta stop moving that. Apparently my camera keeps wanting to adjust, and you guys are probably getting dizzy. Okay, right away you can take your adhesive, and we are just gonna tape down these 2 side flaps, okay? We won't need them as part of our stamping or anything else. So when you put them down here, just make sure they fit nicely into, line up your edges either way, and then just give that a little burnish with either your fingers or your bone folder. Okay, so there's side 1. Oh dear, camera, why are you all screwy? Is it really out of focus, guys? Whoop. There we go. Maybe I just need to go a little higher and it'll stop freaking out on me. Okay, let's try that. And then same thing here. Bring it down, line up your edge in your corner, and give it a little burnish with your bone folder, okay? And then this one, we're just going to burnish the fold edges a little bit so we have a nice sharp fold. And this one we're gonna make go this way, okay? So basically you're gonna wanna have like a tent in the middle of your card, okay? All right, then you can go ahead and grab your pieces of designer series paper, and it should hopefully be obvious to you where they go at this point. The large one will go on the front flap, but, oh, you know what, I did that wrong. Don't add here yet. Let me do these first, and I already messed it up. See, this is what happens when I don't concentrate too much. Okay, so these are gonna get framed in the side pieces, okay? Just like that. And when we put the other one on, we only want to put adhesive on the bottom. I accidentally did it all over the top, so don't do that. You only want adhesive on the bottom part. That's going to stick right into here. So it might be a little easier if you just run some in here. Remember, your DSP is a little narrower, so I wouldn't put it all the way to the edges. And I'm going to go ahead and put that down with about the same kind of border. And you only want to have it adhered to the bottom half of that piece of designer series paper, okay? Then you can go ahead and take your large piece of neutral. That is now going to become the inside of this, okay? All right, so there is the basis of everything. Now let's go ahead and make up our 2 pieces here. So what I'm gonna do, I chose to just do some phrases on mine. You could always add some other elements if you have like a stamped and cut out image or something like that, or if you wanna make this this could be image and phrase, that's totally up to you. So I'm gonna do Mary, 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 just like that, okay? That was in Poppy Parade, and that again comes from the Merry and Bright stamp set that goes along with this whole suite of products. And on this little one is where I'm gonna put my Christmas. So we have Merry, Merry, Merry Christmas, just kind of like the song. All right, Merry, Merry, Merry Christmas. So then we're gonna take the larger piece that you have done your designs on or whatever you wanna do. You can decide at this point if you would like to have it popped up at all. Please feel free, add dimensionals behind that if you would like to. And that's gonna go kind of in the middle of this part right here. Like so, okay? So you have Merry, Merry, Merry. Now here's where your dimensionals come in. Flip this over, grab your dimensionals. I'm gonna use 3 because I don't want the middle to sink down. So I do 1 on each edge, and then 1, whoops, that paper wants to come off right away. 1 in the middle. And that way it won't sink down. But especially when you're using these neutrals like Basic White and Very Vanilla, they're a little bit thinner of a cardstock, and so they might tend to sink down a little bit with the weight of anything that you've got going on there. Okay, so then you're gonna take this and you're gonna bring it to the inside panel and up just a little bit so that when they get this card, they're gonna have a Merry, 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 and then they'll see their Christmas, but then they can stand it up. My thing isn't folded hard enough. Here we go. Like a little display. This would be another adorable way to add it. Like you could add a photo or something fun like that, and they can just be sitting out on display for them to see. And then you've got, of course, all that blank area up there to either do more stamping or sign it or whatever you would like to do. So that is my Merry, Merry, Merry Christmas, which doesn't want to stand up enough. It's probably because I didn't burnish it enough here. Let's try that again. Give it a real good crease. There we go. There we go. Now it's working. Okay, so let me show you some alternative ones that I came up with. Again, all of them use that Merry Bold and Bright Designer Series paper. Okay, so this one has those little red trees or little hats, and I used the Merriest Trees stamp set. So I have a little bit of a tree here, and it says Love and Joy. I added just a tiny bit, a tiny festive pearl to the top of the tree. And then as you can see, I also added another layer behind the DSP. So there's a layer of white behind all of those pieces. And I also layered this part here. And then this says, I actually used that place to stamp already. So we wish you a Merry Christmas. And then so when you have it standing up, it says love and joy to you and yours. And then again, there's a couple of festive pearls on the inside there. Okay. Now, if you have been noticing in the catalog, there is this tiny little die. Well, actually it's called Tiny Trees. And what it does is it will die cut out all these little trees just across the cardstock. And then what you can do is when you lay it on top of another card, then you see the color of that coming through that tree pattern. But what you end up with is a whole bunch of little tree confetti. So I have saved mine whenever I've used it, thinking, oh, there's gotta be something I can do with this, like shaker cards, anything like that. So that's what I used here in just a second. This one uses, again, Merry Bold and Bright DSP. I used the Joy to You stamp set and the nested label dies. I did alter this die a little bit, and I will have a video coming out soon that shows you how to do that. It's because this die is normally about twice the width, and this way it made my phrase fit a little bit better, and I'll show you the trick for that in a video coming soon. I also used my bow punch just to add a little fun to the front. And then here, instead of a neutral piece, I added the shaded spruce, but I stamped and embossed in white. And then I added one of those little trees to each side of it. So continuing the tree pattern and making use of my little scrap confetti trees. So there's another Christmas version. Now this one I'm kind of excited about, and I wish I would have thought of it before I finished my my stepped up sample. There we go. Okay, so like I said, you can turn a lot of these pieces into some great birthday designs. So this is the one with the stars. It's a crushed curry, and then I added black and white just as a basic offset. I drew around these squares, so they're just highlighted with a black marker, so it doesn't add any extra bulk. I did layer the happiest of birthdays on there, and that is from Throughout the Year, which is in the mini catalog. And then instead of just having the happiest of birthdays to you, I added a piece of Designer Series paper down here, only adhered the sides and the bottom with glue, and then it has room for a pocket. So I have my little gift card that'll slide right in there. So cute card and gift all in one. How fun is that? Okay, then lastly, so we'll go back to my Merry, Merry, Merry. Since I used a phrase from that set, Merry and Bright, so it has Santa was here, and that's why this would be a great one for the gift card, because it's like a gift from Santa, you know, that kind of thing. I thought that'd be really cool. I mimicked a Santa belt by taking some black cardstock all the way across, and I used the double oval punch to cut out the phrase, and then I added just a little black dot into each one of the little divots there. Some real simple extra doodles with just the basic black marker. I added a layer of black behind here, and again, just that belt imagery going all the way across. And then I have a Merry, Merry Christmas on the inside. And for this one, I used the, oh dear, what did I write that down? Happy Labels, Pick a Punch. So you can see it's got that fun edging on each side. Actually, let me tuck you behind there so you can see how it's, there we go. It's got those little bit, it's kind of like a ticket punch on each edge. So something just a little bit different. Like I said, this phrasing would be so great with that gift card idea, which I didn't think of until I was almost done with my samples. So I'm going to show you the inspiration piece. I've been going through a lot of old samples and swaps and all kinds of things, kind of picking through and seeing what do I want to keep around, what is interesting. And I received this one from my Stampin' Bestie, Amy Rich, at some point last year, because this is all last year's, I think, spring-ish catalog. So same thing, she's got a die cut label here for that part of the phrase. And then look how cute it is when you add just a couple little stamped images or punched out images to that. It really kind of gives a lot of more bulk and interest to the front. And then here again, she's got a stand-up message. So it says, thanks for all the wonderful things you do. So super, super cool. And this little banner, I believe, she either punched it off of one of the pickle label punches, or it's a die that was included in something along with maybe this die set. So most of this product obviously is all gone already. It was from last year's catalog, but I just wanted to show you where the inspiration came from. And thank Amy Rich for sending that one to me. Okay, let's go back through. Here is on camera again. Just the fa la la la, very, very simple. I will probably now take this and dress it up a little bit with some extra art, some punch art or something like that, just to beef it up just a little bit. And then, remember I tacked it down by mistake, so we're also gonna have to fix that. So Merry, Merry, Merry Christmas. Santa was here. Here's the love and joy to you and yours. And then wishing you a very Merry Christmas. And my birthday sample, happiest of birthdays to you. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this layout tonight. It's kind of fun once you start playing with it. It would be great. I would love to see what you guys are doing with it. So if you make this design along with me tonight, make sure you upload a picture into the thread under the video caption so that we can all see what you were doing. I'm dying to see what papers you use, what stamping you're using, punch art, all that kind of fun stuff. Oh, I forgot to mention, these balloons are in the Zany Zoo die set collection. All right, I think that is everything for tonight. So thanks for joining me. I know Kathy was here and anyone else, so thank you very, very much for joining me again tonight. I'll have the video and all the photos and all that uploaded within the next few hours, and you can check out all the different ones and find out like what pages they're on, order numbers, all that kind of great stuff. That'll all be available really, really soon. All right, thanks again for joining me, everyone, and you have a great weekend. Bye now.